Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as we're going to be having MechaShark, which is a very cool bot name, taking on T-Bone, also another cool bot name, on Abyssal Reef, the AI edition. So, older StarCraft 2 map. And we're going to see how well these bots can play on it and play versus each other. It is a Terran versus Terran matchup. However, as I always say, the rules are different in these bot games because playing a game of StarCraft 2 and programming a bot to play StarCraft 2 are entirely different things. You have to account for different factors, all sorts of stuff, and then as far as what's actually practical, as far as the work you put into programming one of these bots, like you can spend 1,000 hours programming, but if you're not programming in a efficient way, you're not going to get as far as someone who may take a different route, or almost a simpler route. So we've got T-Bone moving out with an SCV scout. That is something I'm a big fan of. Scouting bots it's a good sign to show that a bot is developed, because if you're looking for information as a bot author, that usually means that you're going to be doing something with that information. So the SCV comes up. Unfortunately, the door is slammed in its face. T-Bone sees that there is a Rax, no crazy proxy. The SCV is like, maybe if I go around that way. That seems to be like the default StarCraft pathing. A Marine's up top, going to try and shoot that SCV. The SCV turns and runs. Is it going to go back to that wall and then try again? I'm guessing so. This SCV is very dedicated to his craft of scouting. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this match, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below saying more bots. If you want to see more of these bots, you can write your grocery list in the comment section. It all helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And then, yeah, join the Discord if you haven't already, as I'm looking to put together some bot matches of players playing bots. So if you want to install the app that allows you to play versus these bots as a human, you can do that. Post the replays in the Discord, and odds are I'll cast them at some point. Now, we do have double starport on the way for MechaShark, which is a very nuts way to play. And double starport off of one base is not something we see too often. Meanwhile, T-Bone is electing to go for an expansion, so it will have a superior economy to its opponent. However, it may have to deal with quite a bit of Banshees down the line, and programming your bot to defend against things like Banshees is not an easy thing to do, because, how do you even start going about that? Because, if a Banshee's attacking your natural, it's like, okay, where are you going to position your Marines? Because you also need to defend the front, or split your army, which is another challenge. Which is why we do see a lot of bot authors go for safety turrets in the mineral line, that kind of thing, because they're a good catch-all. The turret just does its job of defending against a large portion of the harassment. Of course, they're not a catch-all, but it catches most things. Now, interestingly enough, T-Bone has a very lazy SCV. I'm not sure what this guy's slacking, but we all have that one. Why that SCV's slacking, but we all have that one coworker. Now, T-Bone, it's got a safety tank. Unfortunately, tanks don't shoot up. There's cloak on the way for MechaShark. There is a Viking being produced by T-Bone. That could be a good start to some anti-air that will help deal with these Banshees. Now, there is going to be a few of these Banshees, as there's 2 being produced at a time, and now there's 2. MechaShark is saying, "Where do you live?" This chatty bot reminding me that it is indeed a bot that is programmed by, I want to say, SharkNice, the author of SharkBot. So T-Bone's going to be facing some aggression here, as it's building its 3rd, 4th racks, playing a very bio-heavy style, but lacking any significant anti-Banshee tech. As now we've got MechaShark coming on in with these Banshees. Marines do shoot at the first ones. They don't have cloak just yet, so they are going to buy a bit of time and get some damage done on these Banshees. Now it's all going to come down to the positioning. The Banshees are afraid of the Marines a little bit, though. Cloak is going to be done in a moment. And that's going to be a big test for T-Bone, whether it's going to scan to deal with enemy units. And the answer to that is, well, it doesn't have energy to scan to deal with enemy units. SCVs are just panicking and running all over the place. The ones at the natural are panicking. Mules are being dropped, which is not what we want to see. I guess they're trying to repair and save stim or something, but the fact that the SCVs abandoned the natural is a bit of a programming oversight. So the income for T-Bone drops to nothing. So these Banshees are just going to kill all of the workers, it seems. Oh dear, T-Bone is like, oh, I got to get back to work. I'm not sure why they're all coalescing here, but they are. Finally, they go back to them. They're like, no, I got to go back to that spot. So T-Bone is unfortunately having some very poor worker behavior here. And I think we may be having a bit of a wash with this one. The building on those racks was paused. I really don't know why those SCVs would come out there and try and just hang around that. Maybe they don't have the resources to repair the tech lab. That's my guess. So 2 of the Banshees do go down. However, unfortunately, MechaShark has been relentless with its Banshee production, so there's like another 5. A scan does get dropped somewhere. Pardon me for not seeing that. Okay, it scans the front. It could have used its scan for more important things. I think we may just be having a bit of a wash in this game, though, ladies and gentlemen. The Banshees, they now have hyperflight rotors. They're coming on in here. The Marines are going to do what they can. It actually does drop a scan at the right time. Yeah, T-Bone, though, unfortunately, does not have a lot going for it right now in the sense that it's got 0 workers. My assumption for what was happening was that it was probably trying to repair the tech lab to save stim since it took some damage. But then there wasn't money to repair, I'm guessing. Who knows? The SCVs weren't exactly hugging that, but now T-Bone is completely broke. Eventually, it will be able to mule to come back into this game. MechaShark is just off on 1 base as well. So it's actually long-distance mining, taking its sweet time to expand, getting up a CC now. So T-Bone opened up much more economically. However, it just wasn't meant to be in this game, it seems. And it's actually got money for a mule, but it's not dropping that mule. The Banshees are coming back on in. Not that there's any workers for them to kill. And T-Bone's base is just ground to a halt. A scan goes down once more. Where does this one get dropped? Is it in the main? Yeah, it's in the main. So T-Bone's scans are very interesting. Unfortunately, this is the kind of thing that happens when I click on random replays. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to have any interesting replays you want to send my way, feel free to do so. But this is the beauty of the bot games. When you click on a random match, you never know what you're going to get. And the Banshees are just taking their time. MechaShark is a very entertaining bot to watch in that it does have depth that expands, but it takes its sweet time to do so. Then, yeah, I think I'm just going to fast forward this one a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, click that like button for coverage of all the bot matches, the good, the bad, and the ugly on this channel. And I hope you guys don't mind too much if I upload the odd game like this. As T-Bone, yeah. I'm waiting to see if it's going to drop a mule to potentially come back to life. And it actually does eventually drop a mule here. So it's like, okay, time to start making it. Time to start rebuilding. It's going to build an SCV. Although I think it's safe to say it's probably dead. Where's this SCV going to do? Okay, mission 1, repair the command center. At least it's not going over to the tech lab. Then we'll see. What's it going to do once it repairs the command center? Where's it going? Where's this guy going? And he's going to the tank. Okay, going to repair the tank. This guy's Mr. Fix-It, the handyman SCV. Unfortunately, there's now no money to repair anymore. Okay, so gonna keep building that rack. So T-Bone does have behavior to resume building of structures. Now it's like, okay, time to repair that command center. All right, let's do that. Meanwhile, MechaShark is now on 3 bases. The Banshees are moving out once again. So unfortunately, the 3 SCVs here could very well die, which would be tragic, as T-Bone was just coming back to life. It is a good test for T-Bone, though. It's got some redundancy to come back to life even after losing all its stuff. It will try. Now the Banshees are causing problems for for T-Bone once more. The Viking in the skies is potentially the saving grace. The Banshees are actually going on home now. So one SCV survives that. There's another one being built as it now resumes building of all these racks. So we're going to see how far T-Bone gets in the rebuilding. Maybe the bot author needs to add in some turret building behavior, and that would help it in these cases. Or just, I don't know, change its SCV pulling behavior, because that was definitely a little bit goofy. Now it's repairing the CC. The handyman SCV continuing his work. Is T-Bone... Okay, the SCV is mining. So it's bringing in a little bit of money. Dropping a mule. We will rebuild, says T-Bone. SCV's like, oh man, I hope those Banshees don't come back. Well, unfortunately, I got news for you. As these Banshees fly in very cinematically. It's kind of like the ships from Avatar, you know? Now, in come the Banshees. The Viking is trying to be a hero. A scan goes down, so the Banshees may be chased away. Meanwhile, MechaShark has got an SCV coming on in. I don't know what it's doing. But oh no, the Banshees, they're not all going away. These ones are still here. You gotta scan, T-Bone. Unfortunately, one of the SCVs dies. There's a scan getting dropped, so the Banshees get repelled again. And now T-Bone is back to one SCV. And unfortunately, the CC took some more damage, so it's gonna have to repair that. MechaShark taking its sweet time. It will eventually hit max out, though, building tanks, building CCs. A very slow burn. It is cool to see that the Banshees do have behavior to head home and go back in, so they're not just, you know, sitting idly. T-Bone's now back up to 3 workers. Repairing the CC as we expected. The urge to repair for this bot is a little too high. Yeah, I'm not sure what the reason for the panic was with all those SCVs. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, click that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below saying more bots. Or let me know if you hated this match, as the YouTube algorithm does. I find it interesting though to see how the bots do against all sorts of situations. Whether a bot can come back from a situation like this is important. T-Bone obviously couldn't come back and win, but it was trying to build SCVs and scans and stuff, all the while MechaShark is just playing SimCity and doing its thing. Planetary fortresses hanging out. All the bases being taken. The one Viking has landed. Oh no, buddy, you gotta get in the sky to deal with these Banshees. Oh no, is the Viking gonna get shot? It's trying to hug this rock. The Viking lands. Literally the only way that it could die. All the bases are being killed off. MechaShark really takes its sweet time to attack. Who'd have thought that the Terran variant of SharkBot would be very defensive? Very, very defensive. I'll probably cast more MechaShark in T-Bone games, but this is what you get, casting bots that aren't quite as developed. Still though, thanks to everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.